Steve.
I'm Zook, Gadzook.
It's just Goro.
This is the first time I'll be on the other side of that screen.
Excellent.
Today I will be playing as Baraka. Yeah, Baraka is a fighter who dabbles in magic, and he comes from a tribe that lives in an area called the Shining Plains. I look human. Baraka is a tall man with mocha skin, kind of wild back black hair with a really killer mustache goatee combination. He carries 2 scimitars across his back, and he has a thirst for knowledge and magical items and magic spells. He wants to learn more about magic, just in general, like casting and just everything. He's a bit cocky, he can be kind of an asshole, and, he doesn't want anything to get in the way of him learning what his true potential is.
I am a cleric, half-elf.
Steve, the half-elf.
My family is based about a week's journey outside of the big city, and I was, raised to believe in the good word of Torm, so I care about, equality and justice, truth, honor, righteousness. When
Sorry.
Growing up, I took that to mean, righteousness in terms of helping other people and pursuing a positive path for those less fortunate, that sort of thing. After years of being in a city where things seem to go wrong and there's corruption and I can't seem to do much about it, that cynicism has turned me toward a more radical view of following Torm into repentance and delivering justice to the unjust and stamping out the evil that I see.
But our setting takes place on the west side of the Sea of Fallen Stars. This is east of the Heartlands, to sort of orient you if you're familiar with the Sword Coast. Mm-hmm. It's a very free trading place, but your story starts in the city of Westgate, which is a place of commerce. It is one of the few cities on the Dragon Coast not owned by Cormyr or Sembia. So it is a free city in every sense. No sort of trade is disallowed, and their ports are open to every coin. And
If you know what I mean.
exactly, yes,
Get a lot of
very
bang for your
much
buck.
that. It's yes, every insinuation you can make off of that is welcome. Can I have your names again? We have Baraka and we have Steve. Okay, it should be easy to remember. I'm going to write that down.
I was going to call that a victory if I got a sensible chuckle, so I'm going to go ahead and throw up the W.
I know a Steve. I know a couple Steves. Some are douches. Some are great. Which Steve will you be?
Steve and Baraka, you were contracted by a researcher by the name of Diga Roland here in Westgate. Diga works for Aurora's Whole Realms is this catalog that is famous throughout Faerun. In fact, you were provided a copy, which you can peruse on the ship. If you remove the firearms and typewriters, this is what Aurora's Whole Realms is.
Okay.
This is Aurora runs a business where she provides all sorts of exotic wares to anyone, and it's a big business. And you were contracted by Diga Roland, who she is part of their product development team, and she contracted you, Baraka, and you, Steve, to go to Gulthmere Forest in search of a population of specific creatures.
Do I get the opportunity to ask what Diga wants with a cleric on this mission?
She is looking for someone who is smart, someone who knows what they're doing, to make some money, but also learn something potentially about magic. Steve, this is perhaps not the perfect means to your end, but this is a way to make some money. This is a way also to ingratiate yourself to a very important trading posture as well, which you also know you're being paid quite handsomely for this, and they have lots of magical items they would sell you. Gulthmere's Forest lies about a 2-day ship sail. Let me show you the map. You go to the ruins of Starmantle, and you'll find your way through Gulthmere. I'll get to that in a moment. But first, the sort of primer. You're sent to study this population of a creature called the Arumvarax. Diga didn't give you a tremendous amount of information about these creatures, but what she is interested in is in Gulthmere Forest, Specifically, she knows of this place called the Font of Gold, which brings a large population of Arumvaraks, which is unusual, and she is very interested in the creature. Each of you, Steve and Baraka, were given satchels with all sorts of vials and pouches for collecting whatever specimen you can. Anything about the creatures, droppings, sketch footprints, that sort of thing. Just anything you can learn about not only the creatures, but also what is it about this area that brings in such a large population. She has offered 10 gold for each and every useful piece of evidence you can bring her. Whether it's droppings, whether it's spittle, whatever you can get your hands on. And she's picked you too because you've responded to her want ad, but also you seem capable and smart enough to get this job done without destroying the ecosystem. You're not here to plunder and destroy, you're here to learn. From Westgate, you take a 2-day ship's ride to the ruins of Starmantle, which is a ruined city on the north coast, and it's nestled in the Gulfmere Forest. Diga has arranged a caravan to bring you to the Font of Gold. A caravan of tabaxi, which are cat people. And there are a number of them. This is the Lasting Deluge clan of tabaxi. They know the area quite well. Gulfmere Forest is vast. This is pine and conifer forest. It's a little bit landlocked. You've got the neck, that part of the Sea of Fallen Stars to the north. To the south, you've got tall, imposing mountains. And now you're relatively familiar with this Baraka. You haven't been through Gulfmere specifically, but the Shining Plains lie just to the south, so you're familiar with the general area. After about a day of traveling with the Tabaxi caravan, it's actually pretty nice because you can put your feet up every once in a while. They'll just keep going. And they have ovens, which are constantly churning out little breads, baked goods, and things that the children, they take, and sometimes they offer them to you too as you continue along. This caravan is led by an old tabaxi named Old Groff. He knows about the Font of Gold and regards it as a sort of place of reverence. You get the impression that, like Diga, he would prefer that you not tear the place up, but you also don't get the feeling that there's a particular fervent worship. You know that tabaxi aren't native to these places, but of course they could pass through here quite often, as seems to be the case. Toward the morning of the second day of travel, as you're going through Gulfmere, the caravan comes to a stop in a particular clearing, and it's actually right near the river. At some point, you get to this random clearing, it seems. The carts almost instantly, like a reflex, create a semicircle, large poles that were on top of the caravans. They are planted, lines strung out, and instantly there's laundry on them. The ovens are taken out of the caravans and put all sort of baked goods into them, and they've set up camp here in like a moment. It's amazing to see.
How far are we from the sacred place?
You are currently there.
Currently there.
Indeed. Where you have set up in the clearing, Groff, he points off to the northeast of this clearing, where it's more or less just trees, but there is a slight ghost of a path that leads up there. And you see a few of the tabaxi men and women, they go up and then come back to sort of like to scope the place out. But it's far enough away that you can't see it from here.
Something I would have probably asked Diga as we were getting the details of the job. Are the Arumvaraks hostile towards other creatures?
They are ornery. That's what you were told about them. They are not large, but they are... I'd compare it to like a bobcat or something like that. It's not exactly cuddly and fuzzy, because these are creatures that, if they eat gold, they must have some sort of ability to do that, whether it's sharp teeth or some kind of weird, like, saliva. I mean, these are just ideas you'd be throwing around in your head, like how can a creature eat gold? Diga, not only did she sort of stress that you're not to just wantonly destroy these. If you can bring one back, that would be cool. But she even says that she doesn't recommend that, because it's a long sail back. The specimen probably wouldn't survive. She's open to, if you can get bits of them through whatever means, just don't destroy the whole colony, is the idea.
from where we landed, we've taken a couple of days' journey inward.
Just 1 day.
1 day's journey. Can I have done something
Sure.
when we land?
absolutely.
I'll take a soil sample when we
Okay.
landed. Yeah, I'm going to get a soil sample from the moment we land as a control.
Got it.
And that's what you guys have been hired to do, right? Is to get these soil samples.
Not just soil samples, just about anything they can get related to this population of, should we say Arumvaraxes, Arumvorices? I don't know.
I thought a Rumvrax was just covering the,
Just
like say
sort of
moose and
rural-
moose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and that's the species of creature that
Yeah.
they're like that their employer is interested in.
I guess I'll start asking things in character now. I'm gonna walk up to Old Groth.
Yes.
Old Groth.
Yes.
Would you say that we are downriver from the Gold Font?
Downriver is perhaps not the right term. The river is parallel with it. The waters that flow from the font are mostly underground.
Would you
They
say
do
that
not mingle with the waters here.
do the Arumvarax come to this river to drink?
No, not this one.
Okay. Thank you.
How do the Arumvarax act? Are they pack creatures? Are they solitary? Do they come in ones and twos?
When we see them, they are solitary. However, it is said, and we have seen before, a large number of them here,
Interesting.
though not often.
I've been drinking a bit, so my head's kind of swimming in mead. My character is like kind of alcoholic-y. Like he drinks plenty. So,
Oh, good, we got one.
So it's anyway.
Old Groth, what can you tell us about what catches your eye at the font?
The font is not somewhere we come to pray. This was another people long before us. We come through as a means of avoiding other parts of the Shining Plains that are hostile to us. We know these forests well, and this is simply a part of knowing the forest, is knowing where the font is. It is not where we genuflect. We do not meddle with it. We know about it, we respect it. But it is not our choice of worship. I have brought others here to the font, but know that this forest is defended.
To what god is the font a altar to or a shrine, if it is one?
Good question. I don't know if Old Groth would know that.
Steve thinks that's a good question too.
The font is a tribute to a spirit of the forest. We do not know about it, but we respect all the spirits equally. We will be here only a few hours to rest, but if you need our help or to make a hasty retreat, decide quickly, because you will soon be alone. But judging by the marks here, you are already not alone.
Are these marks of Arumvarax?
No, these are other people.
Yeah, I'll perception check that.
17.
12.
Baraka, you see in the river, the Wardell River, a boat that is not so expertly hidden among the underbrush, and you can see that a few of the children have already made their way over and they're sort of messing with it. But it is moored, it is pulled up, and it is unoccupied.
Is there anything in it?
The boat contains 2 coils of rope amounting to about 60 feet altogether, lots of nails, some tools like for construction, hammers, saws, and a few stray boards.
I'm going to take one of the lengths of rope.
Okay.
So was it 2 30-foot lengths or was it a whole 60-foot?
It is 2 30-foot lengths. All yours?
Can I do a separate perception check around the markings to see if there's any other clues, tracks, any other...
Roll investigation.
Oh, investigation.
6.
You can see that there are footprints like on the bank where it's in the mud, but you can't really tell. It's sort of a confused nest. It looks like either multiple people have been here, more than would fit in the boat, or just a few people had gone back and forth to the boat.
Steve, my friend, seems there is construction material seems resting on the floor of this boat.
Probably means someone's here to bastardize the land.
There is a chance.
Good chance, if you ask me.
I guess we shall find out.
The path that Old Groth indicated, if you'd like to explore it. Otherwise, it's the clearing is relatively nondescript. You're in what seems like a random part of the forest. There's no landmarks specifically pointing this out, but it is, as I said, a clearing, which is well worn. You can see that travelers have come here.
When is the boat returning?
Your boat
Or ship.
is.
Or ship.
It wasn't exactly established, to be perfectly honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
Diga chartered you the boat, paid for it.
We'll
They're
find our own way back.
more or less.
Yeah, I'm alright with that.
Okay.
Like the odds.
Shall we?
Let us make our way into the forest.
It is not far from the clearing that you find a second clearing, much smaller than the other. It's sort of cramped against a ruin by the trees. What you see before you in this clearing is a pair of doors. The one on the left is open. The one on the right is closed. This door on the right is stone and metal, and in the center is the face of a lion in stone. It stands shut. The one on the left is just open. You can see that inside it's a ruined passageway. So the ceiling has fallen in. There's like a canopy of trees over it where the light is lancing in, but it seems to just continue into darkness.
And this is, I assume this is this the font? Did anybody describe what the font looked like to us? Would I be able to tell, like, upon seeing, like, when that, okay, oh yeah, this is what we're looking for.
This is what the Tabaxi elder pointed you toward.
Okay.
There's no mistaking that this is what he identified as the font.
Do I recognize the lion face on the
Give
door?
me a religion check.
Yeah, 5.
I'll do
He's
this.
very handsome.
I'll do the same religion check.
If you get it.
Plus 4.
19.
Nice. You understand that this is the icon of Nobania. As Groth put it, primal spirit. It's not exactly a god, but you found this in some esoteric book you were studying in your clerical, examinations, just generally about the area.
What is the texture? What is it made of?
It's some druid shit, basically. It's very earthly. It's the icon of a lion, so it's about power, ferocity, respect, and balance.
No, but what is it physically made of?
It is made of stone.
Stone.
And the door on it is also stone. There is a metal door frame around it, and it's built into a relatively overgrown brick wall. These are huge sandstone bricks that are crushed together with years of age. But otherwise, it's sort of like a square structure with trees over top, and there's a roof on it, so it wouldn't be easy to get over it.
Are there any tracks of any creatures around? Anything
Yes.
that looks like it could belong to an Orm Forex?
You can tell without a roll that someone has been here before you. There is, again, disguised in the underbrush, sort of inexpertly, is a small wooden cart. It's covered by an oilskin cloth. There are also footprints around the clearing and to and from the door on the left.
Steve, there are more tracks here. There's a cart over there. Somebody is here or has been here and is very bad at hiding the fact that they are here. Well, we are here to learn and understand and not bastardize whatever it is here. Should we go stop others from doing that? If they are indeed doing that? Also, they might be scaring off the creatures we're supposed to be studying.
Pre-combat, can I cock my crossbow?
In fact, maybe that's a good spot to switch to the other party. If you guys want to fill up on bevs, like take a penis break here and make sure.
Penis break!
Do we want to bring out snacks yet, or are we still...
I think we should bust out snacks.
Alright.
We leave you, audience, here in the forest. You better be on your best behavior with those chips in that bag.
Well, we haven't dug yet, so that's a good
Not
sign.
yet. Yeah, you're almost there.
Also, where did you get a Sears and Roebuck catalog?
I think it was at a used bookstore.
I was going to say either a used bookstore or an antique shop.
Yeah. But I mean, this is like for your guys'
Okay.
reference. If you want to look through some things you want to spend your gold on at the end, or whatever.
Oh, okay. So we get like store credit.
More or less, if you wish. I mean, she was offering you cold hard cash. If you're on the boat trip, she's like, "Hey, I'll throw this at you. Take a look through Aurora's whole realm." We are going to return, though we have not seen them yet, to Gad and Gora. We'll do the introductions when you meet. Gad, you have found your inscription there. That's all you found on the wall. And to set the scene again, there is the hall in front of you. It goes maybe from the foot of the stairs that you descended. You've got a rope
Somewhere in there.
hanging. It's maybe 15 feet to this wall where you found that
Order by
inscription.
phone, firearms,
And,
mission to your
There's
house.
a tree maybe 30 feet behind you, and then past the tree, the corridor continues. It turns and goes into darkness. You're still getting natural sunlight down here. Not a whole lot, enough that you still need the torch.
What is the, ground and What are the ground walls like?
The walls are, there's remnants of stone. This is sort of a narrow corridor. As I said, it was 2 feet up there, but it widens where you are, so you're not standing shoulder to shoulder. You've got maybe 6 or 7 feet here. The walls are covered in vines and creepers, which have over the years pulled down these stones. You can see that there is a natural cavern in this area, but it clearly used to be all stone, which has been either crumbled down or weathered. The ground beneath you is about 3 inches. Your feet sink in of just soft silt and loam.
Okay.
It's just a lot of decay over the years, all kinds of leaves and things.
Gotcha. So the wall where these runes are in front of us is like mostly intact, or that's like where the rubble is?
It's mostly intact. There's a little bit of shelf where it was built into the stone wall, and it's, sort of remained intact from the rain and whatnot. It's a little weathered, but it's good enough that you can get an idea.
Could I have cast Alarm as a ritual spell, kind of up towards-ish where we were from? I think the
How close to the entryway?
to the entryway of the entire thing. I guess I would have put it part way down the stairs, call it a third of the way down, because I don't care if anybody walks by. It's more if anybody's coming down. Duration is 8 hours. It's if I'm within a mile, it'll go off. Okay,
To just you, or would you also like Goro to be?
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can choose other people to be informed.
Oh yeah, Goro absolutely.
So be a little son.
Alarmed as well.
You'll for some reason hear a little ring.
Yeah.
Someone answer the damn phone.
The description seems pretty clear, don't you think?
On the surface. Could be a riddle. Or metaphor.
I guess so. If it's not talking about, physical wants, maybe it could be talking about
Spiritual.
kind of cool part, spiritual greed.
This wall is, as I said, it's weathered and worn. You can detect nothing suspicious, or no mechanisms, no loose panels or anything like that.
Do you think that we should cover this up?
You mean cover the runes?
Cover the runes up.
Sure, let's cover them up. There's all kinds of vines. You can just, almost like a curtain, just...
Okay. Yeah, that's what we'd like to do.
Yeah. When you turn around, you're looking down this hallway. Do either of you have dark vision?
I have up to 60 feet.
Okay. Even beyond the light of your torch, past the tree, which is about 30 feet away, there is a wall at about the edge of your dark vision, and it
just continues
the
on
corridor
that way.
turns. Yeah.
About how far?
Well, we came all this way. Shall we go see what this place has to offer?
Let's keep going. You're the boss.
Being careful. I guess start walking down towards that tree and the elbow
Have a
there.
lot of family back in the place.
Absolutely. I would like you to give me perception checks, please.
21.
Nice.
12.
Okay. Goro, you hear something farther down in this corridor. As you pass the tree, this tree is old and gnarled, and it's basically the bark is all gone. It's like white. And you know that it's thoroughly dead because when you were interacting with it up above, crossing through its boughs, there were pieces breaking off easily. This wouldn't really be a safe way to ascend, and that's why you made that platform bridge down here.
Brock, do let me know.
You hear that?
Or what do you hear? Any assistance?
Something around that corner.
It sounds like a rustling.
Like a
There's
rustling.
any way I was to
Like a person? A beast?
It's not a person.
Keep your place.
Some kind of beast.
You know what lives around here? Or under here?
I thought you did.
Do I recall from the rumors and stuff that I heard what kind of beasts would be living in this temple area?
You really don't know what to expect.
Okay.
What do you make of the mission?
Judging by the look of the place when you arrived, the footmarks and things that I described for these gentlemen were not present for you.
Okay.
This place seemed more or less long
Untouched.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about the meeting
So
behind
whatever's
the
here
tapestry.
is maybe some kind of creature. It could be another tomb raider like him.
We just have no idea.
Yeah.
okay.
Can I?
Can I use a cantrip?
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Alright.
do this damn thing. Let's go.
Yes. You can both do it.
Gonna use prestidigitation or however.
Prestidigitation.
That's the word.
What would you like to do?
Maybe right at where the corner turns.
So just a little light
have a lot of time
flickers
to
and
think.
comes to life right there
And I
in
see
the
a lot of
middle of the air, illuminating the darkness slightly more than your torch already has.
Anything that we notice about the movement that
You can hear it getting a little bit closer and a little bit closer. At an absurd angle from the corner comes this creature like a centipede. Round head, pincers that are gnashing, and clicking, and you can hear that rustling sound as it comes out, and I'm going to have you roll initiative.
Okay. All right. Let's do
You
it.
are not surprised by it because you were steeled and ready.
Do you have a faith, my friend? So
18.
8. I find nature to be honest enough.
I don't know where I put my dice.
I'm gonna immediately cast Mage Armor,
Okay.
and then back up a little bit, trying to keep at the same rate at which it would be coming around the corner. So like not like running, but just sort of like trying to keep a little bit distance on it.
Goro, this creature leaps off of the wall, and it's going to make a swing at you.
Something to ponder, my friend. Not something to answer.
It comes careening off the wall at a crazy angle, and it almost catches you. It sort of spins, but it goes right past you. You manage to get out of the way. It spins and sprawls alone, and it skitters to try to get another attack at you. This creature is probably about 6 feet long, hundreds of tiny little legs, chattering, hungry pincers.
Sounds horrifying.
Alright, I will use the cantrip Firebolt.
Yes, that hits.
That is a 0.
It's a 10.
That is a 10. Alright. And that is a 7.
A real good start.
You conjure the spell and fling it down at the creature, which you've got sort of height advantage over it, and you manage to roast it pretty good. It screeches and writhes, but it is still gagged. You're standing about 10 feet away from where this happened. You backed off to a safe distance. As the firebolt went off, and now you've got room to maneuver.
I'm gonna back up just a little bit more, and then I'm gonna try and hit it with a Ray of Frost.
Got it.
That's a 20 to hit, an 8, and a 7. Wow. So 15, and his speed is reduced by 10 for the next round.
Got it.
Fire, ice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a 1-2 punch.
You have a torch with you, my friend.
I can see that.
The creature now, it's going to strike at Goro, who is within striking distance here. With one of the tentacles off the top of its head, it manages to grab you, even with your armor class bonus.
I'm going to roll an intelligence check against your bluff.
You're going to take 6
Insight.
poison damage.
Insight?
Okay.
Sorry.
Now, I'd also like you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
18.
You're fine. The creature swings at you, it manages to connect, and you feel a surge of heat come through the wound, but you are stalwart, and you manage to shrug off the poison. Goro, it is your turn. You've got this creature gnashing and snapping at you. It's already been hit twice, and it's cracked the carapace a little bit, but it is still feisty.
What do I have for weapons? I have good weapons. I've got the best weapons.
Is that Donald Trump?
I am going to draw both of my daggers. I will make an attempt to stab it on either side of its, I guess, neck, like right below its head. 19.
Yeah, that's a hit. You managed to sink those daggers in. Let's see some damage.
5.
You managed to find purchase in its carapace and keep it at bay for the moment. You've got both daggers in either side exact. Baraka and Steve, where you are standing at the entryway, you can hear a scuffle down below.
That sounds like an invitation.
It does indeed.
The entryway is all rough and ruined stone indoors. It's like a hallway that used to be. The top has fallen away, and there are trees up above, so there's daylight lancing in. And ahead of you, the corridor narrows to about 2 feet wide, and this goes on for probably 120 feet. You can see into the darkness. It's just another wall back there. Like, this used to be a corridor, but there is no floor. It looks like there used to be a staircase here, and someone has put all kinds of boards and ropes in an effort to sort of replace the stairway and get down into this place. They're standing on bricks in this entryway, but they give way to just a drop down there. Other than the boards, which might be a way to get across, you can see down below there is a tree about 30 feet out into the open here, like into the bridge. There's an old dead tree, and below you can hear the sounds of a scuffle. You can see whipping torches in the darkness. There's somebody down. If you'd like, you guys can roll initiative and jump into the order.
Absolutely.
2.
5.
What sort of scuffle am I seeing?
It's kind of hard to see in the dark. You can see around the aura of this torch, you see 2 figures down
Oh,
there.
so the alarm has gone off.
I was under the impression that your alarm is along the bridge somewhere.
Yeah, like the bridge that descends down. Yes.
So they have not
Correct.
triggered
Okay.
it. So you see 2 shadowy figures, and you can see something writhing there in the dark.
2 points. One, I have dark vision. Don't know if that helps my.
As
It
do,
helps
as do
a little
I.
bit.
Yeah.
You can't see. This is a substantial drop.
Okay.
This is about 60 feet, which would be the edge of your
Okay.
dark vision abilities.
It
It is Baraka's turn.
Oh, okay.
You're about 60 feet above this event.
And is it down the ramp or is it like a drop?
It's a straight drop. Or you could take the ramp, which goes for about 80 feet, which it's not even a ramp, it's just boards sort of haphazardly placed along this corridor. So you'd have to do like some climbing.
I'm going to look at my friend Steve and say, please do not freak out. And then I'm going to change into my hybrid form. And you see me kind of stand there, and I don't grow taller. I'm already tall enough, but you see my face sort of alter. My hair starts growing longer, and fur starts appearing all over my body. My fingernails turn to claws, and before you...
like if you're staring directly at me.
You see me turn into a humanoid lion with like brown fur and black mane, and my speed is now up to 40. I go charging on, and I run 40 feet down the ramp.
I'm going to have you roll, I think, athletics.
Okay.
And I might impose disadvantage because this is a very rickety and tricky way to get across. It would be like, imagine a bridge that's had 2 of every other board removed. Some of them are cockeyed. There's some expanses that are just the branches of the tree. So you're going to be hopping from one to the other and hoping that it's going to bury your way.
Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. 8.
So you manage to get about 10 feet out. You're almost to where the boughs of the tree start, and you nearly fall and manage to catch yourself on one of these boards. If you swing, you might be able to catch a branch.
I'm gonna try to do that.
Okay, I'll count that sort of like as your action. So that was your
Okay,
movement, this will be
yeah.
your action.
I was trying to figure out whether or not I should roll on some basis for whether or not I freak out.
14.
By using the assistance of these branches, you're up on your feet again. You're on this bridge.
That's
You've
called a
made it
flask
about
check.
15, 20 feet along this
Okay.
way. You haven't descended more than 10 or 15 feet, like up and down, horizontally.
Okay.
So you're still about 50 feet above this action happening below. Steve,
Getting
you see your companion morph into a lion, scramble out onto this rickety bridge, and almost get stuck, but extricate himself. So he's standing out there about 15 feet from you on the bridge.
Does it look like he needs help?
He's standing confidently.
I am going to move as confidently as I can forward, making no effort whatsoever to disguise myself or my motion. So it's a bridge to...
It's sort of like the boards have filled in what used to be a staircase,
Gotcha.
which descends. Make an athletics check, normally, not with disadvantage, because you're going at sort of a normal pace. So roll a d20 and add your athletics. You aced it. Okay, that's a nat 20 for the listeners. You very confidently stride out. You even go past Baraka, where he's like teetering like a cat that's just landed with surprise and landed on its feet, and you can easily move
Can I
past
say a
it.
snide word to Baraka? Go with honesty, my friend.
I give him a good hearty just like growl as he goes by.
How far away am I now? About 30 feet out?
Yes.
Okay.
So down below, a little bit behind you, you can see this scuffle still happening down.
Okay, so I'm winding down.
No, it's just a straight shot, but it's
Okay.
descending.
Got it. Try to better assess what's going on.
Just give a perception. Just to sort of sense what's going
4.
on, get an idea. You're a little bit shaken by Baraka's.
Well, no, you can
transformation.
you add.
Oh, sorry.
something to
Plus 6.
Okay,
10.
that's a little bit better. These 2 down there seem to have it under control the way they're hurling spells, and we're going to transition to Gad's turn. You're sort of watching this happen down below. Gad, you see that the creature is joined by another that comes sneaking, creeping along out of the corridor. You've got the creature that's engaged with Goro, and you've got another one that's just exited. This is probably 30, 40 feet from the turn of the corner.
No alarm yet. Okay.
Actually, 30 feet out. I think he may have tripped it.
Okay.
Yes. So you've got those bells going off, and you can look up and see figures there through the boards and against the sunlight above that comes in through the branches. They're making a lot of noise up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna just yell to Goro. We got company! We got company! Get back! Get back! And I cast Blade Ward on myself, and then just like run in at the creature whose mandibles are closest to Goro.
Got it.
We're maneuvering.
Yes, we are.
Since Gad has rushed in, one of the creatures will swing at him. It turns its attention away from you. Where you've got it with your daggers, and it sort of works its way out, and with its head it whips around where Gad has come up in a hurry. 5 poison damage. And I'm going to have you roll a Constitution saving.
Oh, it's poison damage.
Okay. Right.
So I'm
Those
not
tentacles on top of its head.
Yeah. Okay.
And it counts as poison.
You
not
said
as bludgeoning or piercing.
So Constitution saving throw.
In addition to the damage.
Nat 20.
That's probably
Awesome. So you base it.
Okay.
Again, you this tentacle, it's got some kind of malevolent nature that gets through your ward, and you suspect it would have been pretty nasty were you not such a tough guy.
Okay.
As it lands the tentacle, it then snaps at you, which again hits. This damage will be reduced by your blade ward. Is it immunity or resistance?
It is resistance.
7 piercing, and you'll cut that in half.
Right.
Goro, behind you, the other creature that has turned the corner. You almost don't see it because you're engaged with all of this goings on. And this creature's going to come at you, and it's going to make a bite. 17 hit your AC.
Yep.
4 damage, 4 piercing. What's your reaction through the shield?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Shield, what was it, +5?
Yep.
Then shield would be 20, would be armor class.
Damn. Okay, yeah, you're safe. It comes at you, but as a reflex, you've got that magical shield established, and its blows glance off of that magical barrier.
I am going
You've got one of
to...
these creatures in front of you and one behind you engaged with Gad.
I am going to use the cantrip Minor Illusion on the new creature. I'm going to make a sound similar to like rocks crumbling the way it came.
You summon the cantrip and
What
make this
do you make?
rumbling, crumbling sound as though the entire thing is going to come down on its head.
Creatures.
And would you like to do anything else? I think it sort of depends on whether that's an action.
I'm not going to get involved until I know whose side is on whose.
Can I
Final
jump
question.
over the one he's fighting with
Monster may look like.
and sort of
Can
duck
I not
behind
fight
him?
against an intruder?
Would that be
Are you
multiple
looking-
actions?
No, not very smooth.
Not
at
very
all.
smooth.
So you're going to incur an attack of opportunity. Let's see if it even hits. Because is your shield still active? Do you know how long that lasts?
It lasts 1 round.
Okay, so you're still safe. And now we're going to throw it over to Baraka.
It's probably going to use up my action, but I'm going to take out the 30-foot of rope that I stole,
Okay.
wrap it around, and just rappel down.
And that would leave you with probably about a 10-foot drop at the bottom if you're just going to let
Yep.
go. You manage to get down to the ground with a thunderous slam, the weight of yourself sinking down into the loam. And you are almost on top of Gad and Goron.
Oh!
Right?
What?
Let's sort of describe the
Oh,
characters here.
Wood elf, probably 6 feet tall, guy. He's got 2 daggers in his hands. Turns to you with sudden shock at seeing a giant lion creature just drop down with a thud right next to him.
I'm a rock gnome. I'm
Little guy.
3'6", about like 55 pounds, somewhat round.
Like one sandwich away from rotund.
Not, I would say like 8 sandwiches away from rotund. And I've got not a long white beard, but like a full beard, like a little bit longer than your beard, but
Okay.
white.
Okay. And you guys see, obviously, a large half-lion, half-man creature in armor and a torch just come.
Jesus, it's the thing from the door upstairs. It's the line from the door upstairs.
I give just like a roar. What are they fighting?
They're fighting what looks to be a large centipede with some nasty pincers. It appears to have drawn blood already.
Does it
looks
look
like
at all like an Ormvorax?
Maybe.
Alright, well, I've got a...
I mean, you've just dropped down. There's a lot happening. It's hard to
Alright,
gather.
well, I've got a bonus action left, and because Baraka is one for the dramatic, he's not going to draw his sword. He's going to hold out his hand and use his weapon bond and have his sword teleport into his hand.
That's something you don't see every day.
We didn't want this coming down here. We did not want this coming down here.
I looked down and said, still deciding who I want to help.
It should be us.
Yes, us.
We're the sentient ones.
Yep.
Kill those things.
Can I shimmy down the rope?
Sure, absolutely.
So let me get this straight. It's 30 feet of rope
And about a 10-foot drop.
and a 10-foot drop. So if I'm holding on to the end, I'm 5'11".
You can get onto his shoulders. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a little bit wider.
Can I
than
drop
2 feet
down not on top of someone?
Absolutely. The rope is already sort of swinging because Baraka just came down it, and you can use a little bit of that momentum to land in a space that's not on top of them.
Do I have I've got a crossbow.
Sure.
Do I have a clear shot at
you
one
can,
of the centipedes?
Yes, I'll say this. D20 is
19.
Yes, that's going to hit.
All right.
Roll me some damage, please.
1d8 plus 1 piercing is 2.
I see you chose the side. Figured out who needed it.
I respond to who asks for help.
They definitely asked for help.
A bleeding heart.
Not bleeding. No wounds.
Some
Yeah,
wounds.
it's your turn.
Couple wounds.
I'm gonna just hit him with a scorching ray. You said one has the carapace kind of like cracked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fire 2 at that one, and then the third one would
Got
be
it.
at the other.
Yeah.
The other guy. So that's an 18 and a 14.
They'll both hit.
Both hit. So 2d6 each. So that first one, 5 plus 7 is 12 damage, and then the less damage of the 2, it's a 24 to hit. It's a 5 damage to that one.
Can I just look and take an assessment of how these two are doing? Like,
I still have 17 out of 23, so
Okay. So he's hanging in there, but he's been beaten up a little bit. The other, the rock gnome looks on her.
I'm Gucci.
It is now the creature's turn. So the one closest to Gad is going to swing. Bad rolls here, which is good for you. 4 poison damage, and you're going to have to make a con save.
7.
You're poisoned for 1 minute, and then it's going to bite. No. Not with the magic protections you've put up. It cannot hit you. The farther creature is going to advance, and it's going to swing for you, Gora. It's going to creep up along the wall and then strike at you from the wall, beside Gad, the other creature. 16 versus your AC.
15.
Okay, so it's a hit.
Yeah, I'll use it again.
Because it will protect you. It's going to be enough to get your AC there. Save you. So that's going to protect you from that attack. Let's see about the bite. 22 on the bite.
No, it doesn't protect me.
9 piercing. And now we go to Goro. It's your turn. So even though you're behind Gad here and privy to his protections, this thing has jumped on the wall to get at you.
How much room is around me?
You could get away from it, but you would incur an attack of opportunity and get to swing at you if you were to back up.
Okay.
These 2 guys are behind you too, and I don't know if that's a better or worse proposition.
That's true.
Oh, behind him?
Bastard.
does he look flammable?
Everybody's flammable.
I'm gonna use my daggers again on the one that's on the wall. That is 1, so that is not good.
So the other dagger.
And that is a 7.
You try to mix it up, but you can't get past its writhing defenses.
I'll just move backwards then.
Okay. As you back toward these 2 saucy boys, you're going to take an attack of opportunity from the carrier. A 12 does not hit your distance. Okay, you're fine. So the blow glances off your defensive stance with your dagger, so you manage to back away. How far would you like to go? You've got about 4 feet, and then you're going to be bumping into these 2. But you can move past them, assuming they're going to let you.
Yeah.
Because you can just get behind
Even
them.
with the lion man.
Okay. There's not a lot of room to stand next to him. How tall are you?
I am 5 feet 8.
Okay. So you're sort of like under his wing, basically. So you back up to a safe.
Fucker has wings too.
As I see him coming, I'm just going to swing move around him. So basically switching spots. As you do that, off my back I'm going to draw my second scimitar. And now I have 2 weapon fighting and also extra attack. I'm going to take 3 swings at the one on the wall. 15, an 11, and a 15.
2 hits.
2 hits? Alright. 11 slashing damage.
That's total.
Yep.
You managed to cut off a few little legs and some pincers, but this thing is still clinging to the wall.
I'm going to stand my ground, just slow, just growl. It's like, if it has eyes, I'm just like, come at me.
Can I see this thing crawling on the wall?
Go ahead and hit it with a Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Do it up. You have to make a dexterity check, I think.
No, it doesn't make it.
You get hit with 2d8. Can I borrow a d8? Because I feel like that's more dramatic. 8 total.
So that searing holy flame scorches the beast.
It's a great band name.
There were a lot of words there. Searing holy flame scorches the beast.
And your sacred flame hits true. When you knock it right off the wall, it's still writhing in pain.
Right now, I've got the one that's very injured in front of me. I've got the one that's on the wall to the left. And
It's like slightly behind you.
It's
You
slightly
sort of
behind
turn
now.
your head as it's getting scorched with holy flame.
and we've got the beast that I suspect is from the wall on the door from upstairs to my left.
He's behind you.
He's behind me, engaged with the other thing.
Right.
I'm gonna blast this thing in front of me with another ray of frost. It's 16.
Hits.
16.
Roll me the damage.
2. It's 9 damage. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I need to reroll it because I was at disadvantage because I'm poisoned. Yeah, that one's better.
You hit this creature with another blast of cold, and this one, it goes sprawling in the loam, but it still weakly gets to its feet, managed to surge whatever strength it's got left and come at you. You
Am I
blasted
gonna-
it out of engagement range.
So I am going to move back towards Goro. Still being in front of Goro, but hopefully...
You'll be standing there with Steve.
Is Goro behind Steve?
Yes. They're standing right next to each other.
Okay. I want to be between these two and the lineman.
Yeah, you can do that, for sure. I'm going to take a quick penis break. Just bear with me.
I'll follow suit.
It's going swimmingly so far.
Yeah. Wish we had another AC unit.
Debating if I want my second dinner now or not.
Your second dinner?
Yeah.